This is my task. The hidden cost of foreign level political risk improving equality in corporate bond markets. Abstract. This paper investigates how firms level political risks affects corporate bond equality using a larger samples of US corporate bond from 2002 to 2022. We found the higher political risk significantly reduced bond equality. The effect is stronger for financially distressed firms during periods of elevated economic police uncertainty and under weak consumer sentiment is present across credit ratings but is more pronounced for non-investment grade bonds. The impact is also greater before the global financial crisis, when macroeconomic intervention was more limited to address and January, we use stories as task as is exogenous shocks to political risk in being consistent variance supporting casualty. These findings position firms level political risk as a key under blower driver on bond market liquidity and enriching the literature on political risk, market foundation, and corporate finance. Introduction. Political risk has become an increasingly critical concern from firms and investors. In 2023, we call it of Silicon Valley Bank exposing vulnerabilities in U.S. financial institutions where regulatory uncertainty contributed to liquidity strength and financial instability. Beyond at 2021, more than 2024, more recently following tariff on sentiments by the Trump administration on April 2, 2025, the U.S. corporate bond market experienced several disruptions, with bond experienced with to their highest levels in nearly 2 years, and secondary market equality deteriorating significantly throughout 2025. This event highlighted that firms level political risks, particularly that driven by regulatory and policy change, can materially affect capital access and market functioning. Awarding literature links firms level political risks to equity market outcomes such as return volatility, equality, and return diversion. Thus, John Humby 2023, Hasson and 2019. Monton 2022, wherever these things may not generalize to corporate bond markets, which differ in key institutional and trading characteristics. Corporate bonds are typically less liquid and often financial projects with stable cash flows. But in 2020 in 2011, Dick Nelson in 2012, 20 2012, distinctions suggest the political risks may affect bond trading, challenge distinct mechanics with potentially different implications for liquidity. This period, the central role of bond liquidity in a champion firms financing and investment decisions. Film in 2022, the link between political risk as corporate bond liquidity remains underexplored. We feel this gap by investigating the direct impact of firms' level political risk on bond liquidity. Equality proxies capture different facets of market frictions and are often only mechanically correlatory. Pan 2015, Pan and 2016, 2025 tones we employ a comprehensive set of market microstructure based measures including bad ask explorer transactions cost rule measure price impact in interquarterly range execution price dispersion and round trip cost cumulative trading inefficient to prove to prove a multidimensional assessment of trading frictions. Furthermore, we address potential endangerment by exploiting terrorist attacks as exogenous shocks to political risks, providing new casual evidence of how firms level political risks sharpens home market liquidity, liquidity, excellent students, excellent students, um, focus on practicing effects without considering the quality effects broadly in 2020 in 2016 how experienced students primarily focus um, Extraordinary students primarily focus on pricing effects without considering the quality effects broadly in 2016 show that firms operating in high police uncertainty status face winter bond yield express civil loans at 2024 focus on loan returning premium while GAT in 2024. While that both borrower and lender level political risk are present into loan spreads. Although this is serious highlighting how political risks affects them printing their principle. They don't address their impact on secondary market trading conditions, particularly liquidity and essential dimension of bond market efficiency and key determinant of financing cost. A related strand of literature has examined the role of economic police, uncertainty, APU, and champion market equality. Black and 2025 showed the elevated APU reduced the delivery inventories and imperious bond liquidity when and 2022 and 2021 report similar effects in equality markets. While these historians highlighting the importance of systemic policy risk, they treat uncertainty as a uniform market with shock. APU reflects aggregated national level the developments and transfers to capture heterogeneity in how political risk affects individual firms. In contrast, frames specific political risk captured in the industry explorers to events such as regulatory investigation, procurement decisions, or litigation, which can vary substantially across frames. Hassan et 2019. These risks are often opaque, never disclosed, and unobservable in macroeconomic indicators. As such, even in stable macroeconomic conditions, firms level political shocks can impair bond equality by increasing information asymmetry and determining their participation. This distinction offers a new lens on the political risks, requiring nexus and multivariates or focus on firms level exposures as security, specific transmission channel of political uncertainty and dimension on better look at in macroeconomic APU based approach. Theoretically, the impact of political risks on bond equality in my goals on one hand it may exacerbate information asymmetry. The only corporate decision Hansel in 2019 in the multi-asset rational expectations model of Aisley and O'Hara 2004, where information asymmetry encouragement the practice risks from uniform investors which accrues required returns in the course secondary market participation, thereby reducing liquidity. On the other hand, political risks may harm investors' attention and monitoring. Brennan and Cat 2010, the attention-based training framework suggests that increased attention can stimulate training and anticipation of vocabulary. Barber and Odian 2008 Punctuality Engagement and Equality KLO 2019. These competitive mechanics make the overall effect of political risk on bond equality equation best address especially. Acá como conclusión nos muestran cómo la política afecta en gran medida a los mercados y cómo es como con ciertas formas como atacando a la política también se ataca al mercado directamente a los que ya dependen muchos de esto, a los que dependen mucho del gobierno. Se atacan cuando se ataca al gobierno. Sería todo.